What's going on, traders? Welcome to Investing Trends, where we talk about the latest news and trades on trending stocks. Welcome back to the Ark Invest series. This is our plan for today. First, we're going to see the results to our weekly option trades from last week. Then, we will look through the daily trades of all of Ark ETFs. There are some clear trends with big names this week, so don't miss out. So last week, we looked at weekly call options for both DraftKings and Twitter. We chose these two stocks since they were the most actively bought stocks by Ark Invest and was curious to see if we can make some big gains by trading their most active traded stocks for the week. Well, this is the result. As you can see, all of the call options lost value, lost money if you had invested in them. For DraftKings, I was looking at the March 5th expiration for the strike prices from $61 to $65. If we bought these call options, we would have been down 19% to 30% and lost money. Imagine losing 30% of what you have invested in just 1 week. If invested $1,000, I would be left with only $702 for the 65 strike call option. For Twitter call options, same thing. I would have lost money and lost money even more. The largest loss here is the $75 strike price with a 55% loss, leaving me with only $450 if I'd invested $1,000. You should also notice that the $80 strike option has a lower loss of 40% compared to the $75 strike price. Just because it is more out of the money doesn't mean that there will be a higher loss in a given week. It is important to note, and I want to point out to you, that the stock price of both DraftKings and Twitter went up in price during the week. See how DraftKings went up from $60.50 per share to $61.77. The same goes for Twitter, where it went up from $71.60 to $72.40. If you bought shares in these stocks, you will have made money. But for options, although you got the direction of the stock price correct, that it is going to go up by buying call options, it doesn't mean that you will make money buying options. The thing is that you need to consider the volatility and the time of expiration of these options. It is already difficult to predict the direction of the price movement for a given week, so hope you realize how risky and easy it is for you to lose money playing with weekly options. That being said, it would have been cool if this actually worked in my favor and saw a huge spike in price leading to a big gain in options. So let's put this aside and now let's dig in through Ark's trading activity for the week as we have some clear trends going on with some big name stocks. Cathie Wood did an interview with CNBC this week where she talked about how she is bullish on Tesla, Teladoc, and Palantir along with some other stocks. Looking at Ark's top 8 holdings, the trend is clearly visible that she is bullish. Massive buys for Tesla, Teladoc, Square, Roku, etc., etc. They're all being bought up and clear bullish trend. Tesla is trading below 800 per share, and I think it is an easy buy at this price level as I like the stock. What I want to really flag for myself and viewers out there are the next 4 stocks that I've highlighted here in yellow. CRISPR, Twist, Pacific Biosciences, and Pure Storage are all going down. The trend is negative, and Ark has not bought any shares of these stocks this week. CRISPR has been on a negative trend for a while now, and it is ranked number 9. This stock just keeps falling down in ranking, and investors who own this stock or folks who are looking to buy into the stock should be cautious. I wouldn't touch Twist Biosciences as well at this time, Pacific and Pure Storage as well. The rationale is if I trust in Cathie Wood, that she really knows what she's doing, why would I buy something when she's selling it? You may think and argue that Ark is actively trading these stocks for portfolio allocation. But do you really think that this is true when Ark is selling the stock consistently, even when the stock price is down? For me, I will be more comfortable buying these stocks when the trend reverses course and see some buying activity from Ark Invest. Here are the daily trades as I scroll to the right. Check out the daily trades and see for yourself whether Ark is actively trading the stocks by buying shares after a sale, or if there's consistent selling or buying a stock that you're interested in. In this section, there are 3 stocks I want to highlight, and these are the winners. IRDM, Silvergate Capital, and Palantir are all winners and have high potential in the coming weeks. I am bullish on these 3 stocks. Palantir, you probably already know this since I talked about this stock pretty often, but I want to point out to you that there was a big dip on Palantir stock where I think it would have been a good time to buy the dip. IRDM is a company that provides satellite communication network. There's much promise on the stock as there is speculations of the stock being part of Cathie Wood's new space-focused ETF, ARKX. I am bullish on the stock as well as Virgin Galactic, but do your diligence before buying anything. Silvergate Capital is a stock that had a huge run-up already, but the bullish trend is there and it doesn't look like the hype is dying down for Ark Invest. Phenomenal stock price performance as it is up 4% for the week, 150% looking at the 1-month chart, 460% looking at the 3 months, and 900% in 1 year. The 5-year performance is over 1,200%. Now you may think this stock is up a lot already, and it is already too late to buy into the stock. Well, guess what? Cathie Wood is still buying the stock and bought 220,000 shares this week. Cathie looks to be bullish, and I am bullish on it too, so just putting it in your radar. Here are the daily trades for the stocks in this section. I am still holding Nintendo stock as it is one of the stocks that I publicly announced I'll be following Ark Invest. The stock finally broke its $80 price level, which acted as a very strong resistance. Plus, it closed above it, so I think more run-up is coming for Nintendo as I'm already up over 20% on this stock. In this next section, Nano Dimension, ticker NNDM, is a winner. Ark Invest bought 1.8 million shares of this stock, and if you already own this stock, I'd be reassured that Cathie didn't give up on the stock and bought the dip. The stock is down 3% this week, and she bought more shares, making me reassured and confident in the stock. Let me scroll to the right for you to take a look at the daily trades for the stocks in this section. There are a lot of other big stocks here you should take a look, such as Alphabet, Google, as Cathie sold a big chunk of shares this week. We also have Archer Therapeutics, Facebook, and Netflix here. And next up is Teledyne Technologies. I'm calling out the stock because Ark made a huge buy this week where they increased their holdings by 68%. Current holdings is 231,000 shares, and they bought 93,000 this week. The stock didn't go down in particular, so it is not like Ark was buying the dip. So what does this company do? Well, the company is a $14 billion market cap, and it provides technology for industrial growth markets. These markets include aerospace and defense, factory automation, air and water quality, environmental monitoring, and medical imaging. It basically is a conglomerate that is involved in providing electronic and communication products for various industries. The stock's momentum is strong and Ark's buying trend is high. And let me scroll to the right for you to take a look at the daily trades. Look at the stocks in this section and do your homework for any new stock ideas for you to buy. I personally am laser focused on the stocks that Ark sells. I look to see the pattern of the sell and determine whether it is an active trading or portfolio reallocation, or if she is bearish on the stock. You don't want to falsely think that she is reallocating when you actually see a clear trend and pattern of selling. You don't want to be blind by your bias, but actually see the trades, the activity, the real activity that Ark Invest does on these holdings. Next up is Intuitive Surgical, as it is another stock that Cathie bought a bunch of shares. Ranked number 128, which is not low by all means. Ark Invest owns 86,000 shares, of which 27,000 shares were bought this week alone. Most likely scenario is that Cathie bought the dip on this stock as the stock went down 7% this week. The stock develops and manufactures surgical systems and related instruments for invasive surgery. It provides a product called Da Vinci, which is a robotic surgical system that has been used in more than 8.5 million procedures since it was first launched around 2 decades ago. Over 1.2 million of those procedures were performed last year. That is an impressive number. They also have a strong financials with a huge cash balance of $6.9 billion, which is suspected to be used to buy back shares. Attractive action for investors. And here are the daily trades as I scroll to the right. Butterfly Networks is in this section, which was previously Longview Acquisition that was a SPAC. I talked about this before and profited greatly from this trade. My Longview Acquisition stock has been converted to Butterfly Networks, and it is good to see Cathie is still holding it after the conversion. Last section here where we see dangerous negative trends for Onovo and Honeywell. ONVO is just showing blood red trend where they sold shares of this stock every day this week. The stock got a bearish rating recently and the stock price is down 30% this week. It's just a disaster and hope none of you own shares of this stock. Big selling of Honeywell as well, mostly on Friday as Arks sold 57,000 shares. It is almost 80% of their total holdings, which is just bad. I stay away and wouldn't touch the stock. Here are the daily trades as I scroll to the right. You can see Ark bought some new positions here that are labeled new in the trending column. I know that there are people out there who just blindly follow Ark and buy any new positions they enter. I wouldn't suggest that, and please look into the stock before you buy it. If you follow Cathie and listen to her interviews and podcasts, then you will know why I say this. Well, that's it for this video. Hope this gives you some more confidence in the stocks you're holding or gives you new stock ideas to buy. Let this be a guide to your investing need and long-term investing to reach financial freedom. Please invest safely, subscribe to the channel, and hit that like button. I thank you, appreciate you, and see you next time.